conferred with our city prosecutor's office, and charges were issued for one count of aggravated murder against Camilia Terry. She will have her initial appearance tomorrow morning at 8:30 in courtroom 3D, and the judicial process will start from there. We anticipate a grand jury hearing regarding this case in the next couple of weeks, but she has been charged and she will appear tomorrow morning at 8:30. As far as the investigation, yesterday we obtained 2 search warrants. The first search warrant was for the address of 13008 Buckeye, apartment number 9, and we were looking for any type of trace evidence or any type of evidence that would lead us to believe where this incident took place. The other search warrant we obtained for a hair sample or a buccal swab from the suspect, Camilia Terry, and that will be used for DNA comparison. So right now, that is our status. We've executed the 2 search warrants. She's been charged, and we're going to continue on with the processing of some of the evidence that we took out of the house from yesterday. And if anyone has any questions for me,
Chief,
I'll be glad to answer them.
Could you explain for us how this meets the criteria of aggravated murder and possibly a capital case?
Well,
Describe the crime.
it meets the criteria under Ohio Revised Code, section 2903.01C, which is with prior calculation and design. And but what will happen is it's one single charge right now. When the case is presented to the grand jury, I'm sure there'll be additional charges added on with through the county prosecutor's office.
Tell us how the baby died, if you would, please, and if you could describe the circumstances of the crime in your estimation, your evidence.
Okay, exactly how the baby died, I'm going to defer that to Dr. Gilson. He's going to take some questions after. But our challenge is actually locating the crime scene. We don't know where this took place, but obviously we started at the house yesterday, so that's what we're assuming. Right now, we've got during our investigation, we've got some assumptions that we're trying to make. Obviously, she's not speaking with us anymore, so for her to provide us any information of exactly where this took place, that's up to us to try to figure out if it was at the house or if it was some other location. But right now, we just focused on the location of the house on Buckeye.
Chief, was she ever cooperative?
Well, that's the way the state code reads. Okay. So it wasn't what I would say. What I would compare it to would be an act of passion, where maybe you do something right at the spur of the moment. So right now, that's just like I said, it's just a singular charge which puts in motion the judicial process. But it will be up to the prosecutor's office to add or to review any other type of specification for the charge when she appears in court.
Did she ever cooperate, Chief?
Pardon me?
Did she ever cooperate?
She spoke, yeah. She was interviewed on Monday night by the FBI. She wasn't interviewed by the homicide unit. We had the initial officers, and along with some of the agents from the FBI, had a rapport with her. Obviously, when this was a missing persons case, as things changed a little bit into the night, turned into a criminal investigation, they had to rapport with her. We were in constant contact with the FBI, and we let them obtain a statement from her.
Dr. Gilson, would you describe the condition of the body when the little boy was found? Would you please describe any defense wounds or describe anything about the body that might indicate a cause of death?
Right now, our cause of death is under active investigation. I really can't talk about those things. The body, as I said yesterday in the email that I released, showed signs of decomposition. I don't want to go into more of our findings until we actually have a final ruling on the case.
Was there anything obvious about the body that pointed to a particular cause of death? In your estimation, a stab wound, a gunshot, anything?
We really have to finish the investigation. That would be premature, and I really wouldn't be doing justice to the investigation to start speculating and offering things like that. It needs a full total. It needs to be done thoroughly, and then we need to make the determination.
Or this will be determined.
I absolutely will.
I'm sorry. Any idea when?
As I say, he was decomposing. A lot of factors can influence decomposition, and part of the investigation is really just getting a timeline potentially and trying to sort out some of those factors. So right now, I would say, there's decomposition present, but to give you a specific time or a window of time would really be premature right now.
Not even like 24, 48 hours.
I wouldn't feel comfortable until we know a little bit more about, especially the last days or so of his life.
So Doctor,
Doctor, have you actually positively identified the child? Because there was some question yesterday, and I know you took the anal, I mean, can we definitely say that?
No, unfortunately, he's not been positively identified. I think, my career sort of spans the rise of DNA, and certainly there were circumstances that in another generation that led us to an identification. That's not the standard anymore. We have to do something more definitive to make an identification. That's the DNA. We need the comparison with the mother and his specimens that we recovered at autopsy to make that a positive identification, and that's really the standard practice.